Some wars are fought with bullets, others with lies. But what happens when those lies are indistinguishable from the truth? Welcome to the age of deepfake warfare, where artificial intelligence doesn't just fight on the battlefield, it fights in the minds of millions. And in 2025, this war is already well underway. For years, governments warned of AI-generated deepfakes, videos, audio clips, and images that can fabricate events that never happened. But in the past 12 months, deepfakes have shifted from being internet curiosities to becoming strategic weapons in information warfare. One real-world example emerged during the Russia-Ukraine conflict. In March 2022, a deepfake video surfaced showing Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky allegedly calling on Ukrainian soldiers to surrender. While quickly debunked, the video still managed to circulate widely before social media platforms removed it. This incident was one of the first major cases that demonstrated just how easily deepfakes can be weaponized in wartime. Despite swift denials and expert debunking, the damage was done. The deepfake had already influenced public opinion and stoked distrust between nations. This is the new reality of warfare, where perception becomes a battlefield. Military strategists now recognize that deepfakes can be used to undermine democracies, fracture alliances, and provoke conflicts without firing a single shot. And while the West scrambles to build defenses, countries like China and Russia are already investing in offensive deepfake capabilities. China's State Information Office has quietly expanded its cyber-psychological operations wing, deploying AI models specifically designed to create hyper-realistic fake media tailored for foreign audiences. These tools can fabricate videos of political leaders making inflammatory statements, faked civilian casualties, or staged military aggression. Russia, building on its history of information warfare, has reportedly integrated deepfake generation into its GRU cyber units. During the ongoing Ukraine war, there have been multiple instances of fabricated audio recordings and videos intended to mislead and demoralize both soldiers and civilians. And it's not just nation-states. Non-state actors, terrorist groups, and rogue hackers are leveraging deepfakes to spread propaganda, fake hostage videos, and manipulate global media. But perhaps the most chilling development is the concept of deepfake pretext. This is when a military uses fake evidence to justify real-world military action. Fabricated footage of an attack, a faked assassination, or a staged violation of international law, all designed to manufacture consent for war. Military analysts speculate that deepfake pretexts could be used in future conflicts to trigger sudden escalations. For instance, faked evidence of an enemy's war crimes could justify immediate retaliation, locking nations into conflict before truth can catch up. Western militaries are rushing to respond. NATO, in collaboration with private tech firms, launched the Deep Shield initiative, a rapid response system that scans viral media for signs of manipulation within minutes of release. Using forensic AI, Deep Shield can identify inconsistencies in shadows, lip movement, and metadata to flag potential fakes. But detection isn't foolproof. Deepfakes are evolving, with creators using generative adversarial networks that continuously learn how to bypass detection algorithms. The result? A perpetual cat-and-mouse game where verification always lags behind fabrication. And that raises an uncomfortable truth. In a world flooded with deepfakes, truth itself becomes a casualty. Even when a video is proven fake, the psychological impact lingers. Doubt, fear, and mistrust seep into the public consciousness. Governments are now exploring blockchain-based verification systems, where authenticated videos and images are time-stamped and traceable to trusted sources. But implementing such systems globally remains a logistical and political challenge. Meanwhile, military doctrines are being rewritten to address the threat of deepfake warfare. Psychological operations are no longer just about leaflets and radio broadcasts. They're about algorithmically tailored videos designed to manipulate specific populations, even specific individuals. Imagine an AI-generated video sent directly to enemy soldiers' phones, showing their own commanders surrendering or committing atrocities, completely fake, but demoralizing enough to break unit cohesion. While still in experimental phases, such tactics have been reportedly simulated in NATO training exercises. Yet with all these dangers, deepfake technology also offers defensive possibilities. Some militaries are experimenting with counter-deepfakes, fake videos designed to confuse or stall enemy decision-making, buying time for real operations to proceed unnoticed. But the ethical implications are vast. When every piece of media can be faked, who controls the narrative? Who decides what is real? And in the fog of information war, could the next global conflict be sparked by nothing more than an expertly crafted video clip? There are also serious concerns about the impact on journalism and media integrity. In 2025, major news outlets are developing AI-driven verification systems to authenticate video and audio content before publication. The BBC, Reuters, and the New York Times are all investing heavily in blockchain-backed verification to ensure that what audiences see and hear is genuine. Still, these efforts are playing catch-up with the rapid evolution of deepfake technologies. Academic institutions are stepping in as well. Universities and think tanks are running dedicated research programs to study the societal effects of synthetic media. Some researchers warn that deepfakes could erode public trust to such an extent that citizens begin to question all forms of media, even when the content is real. This phenomenon, sometimes called the liar's dividend, could give bad actors a powerful advantage. If everything can be faked, then any inconvenient truth can simply be dismissed as fake. On the legal front, international bodies like the United Nations have started preliminary discussions on establishing treaties to govern the use of deepfake technologies in warfare. However, as of 2025, no concrete agreements have been reached, and the regulatory landscape remains fragmented. Some nations have passed their own laws to combat malicious deepfakes. For example, the United States Deepfake Report Act of 2023 mandates annual assessments of the threat posed by synthetic media. Similarly, the European Union's Digital Services Act requires platforms to implement tools for detecting and flagging manipulated media. Despite these measures, enforcement is challenging. The decentralized nature of the internet means that deepfake content can originate from anywhere, making attribution and accountability nearly impossible in some cases. In response to these growing threats, major tech companies like Google, Microsoft, and Meta have pledged new investments in deepfake detection research. In 2025, Google's DeepMind announced a collaborative initiative to develop open-source tools for detecting synthetic media in real time. The goal is to arm both governments and journalists with the capability to verify content at the speed of social media. Additionally, new startups have emerged focusing solely on deepfake detection and authentication. Companies like TruePic and Sensity AI are pioneering technologies that analyze digital content for subtle traces of manipulation, from pixel-level inconsistencies to metadata anomalies. Meanwhile, educational campaigns are being rolled out globally to increase media literacy among the public. Understanding how deepfakes are made and recognizing the signs of potential fakery is becoming an essential skill in the digital age. Governments and NGOs alike are pushing for these programs to be included in school curriculums to prepare future generations. As we move deeper into 2025, the battlefield is no longer just physical. It's digital, psychological, and personal. Deepfake warfare has already begun, and the question is not if it will shape wars, but how soon it will decide them. Because in this new era, reality is just another weapon. If you want to stay ahead of the evolving threats reshaping global conflict, make sure to subscribe. Because in the wars of the future, seeing is no longer believing.